Yes, mates, how's it going? My name's Lee. This video is a part of a mini-series where I'll focus on one team from the Premier League per video, and in this we'll predict lineups, tactics and decide who's a viable FPL option for the 23-24 FPL season. If you enjoy FPL content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Nice little click down below. Anyway, this video will focus on this lot. Let's rock and roll. So I think Man United in the opening games of the season will play a 4-3-3 with Onana in goal. I think Wan-Bissaka will get the nod over Dalot at right back, and it'll be Varane, Martinez and Shaw making up the rest of the back line. Casemiro will sit a little bit deeper with Bruno and Mount just in front of him, and then Antoine, Rashford and Garnacho in the starting forward line for Man United this season. So you'll notice that every player's got a little symbol next to the name. The X means it's in a void from an FPL option, so someone like Varane or Martinez, they just don't get involved in the attacking play, and they don't score a lot of goals. They don't get involved in any kind of attacking aspects of play. Mason Mount, I'm just not quite sure where he's going to play right now, and that maybe that could be a question mark as a potential FPL option. I'm just not quite sure how far advanced he's going to be, but I do think he'll be involved at some point, and he might take some set pieces away from some of the other players as well. Antoine, I've got high expectations for Antoine this season, and I think he'll have a really, really good season actually. I can see him getting 20 goal involvements in all competitions this season. I can just feel it in my loins. Do you know what I'm saying? So I do think he'll have a good season. And maybe that's probably a bit harsh again, and that could be a question mark. Just personal preference. I'm not going to go for him right now. I'm not considering him. The players with the question marks, I can see Wan-Bissaka being a decent option. He's looked all right in pre-season, and the back end of last season, he's probably one of our better defenders, to be honest with you. I do think he'll get the nod over Dalot. I think Ten Hag trusts him, and I think he'll be the starting right back. Garnacho, I think, will start game week 1 on the left wing. Do bear in mind that Sancho has played okay in pre-season, so like he might come in for Garnacho, or he might even play the number 9 and push Rashford out wide onto the left wing. Martial and Højlund are still injured, and we don't know when they're going to be back. I think Højlund's only a couple of weeks away, but he'll get integrated into the team in no time. The players with a tick next to the name are players that I consider to be a good, viable FPL option. Onana, Shaw, Bruno, your kind of standard kind of Man United players. The star player is by far and away Rashford. He's just an absolute beast, and I think he will start number 9 for Man United up against Wolves game week 1, and with Garnacho playing left wing, and I think he'll just go for it this season. I think he'll just be mint again, so absolutely buzzing to see how he does. So Man United's opening fixtures, they start with Wolves at home, and they're expected to score 2.03 goals in that game, and there's a 43% chance that they keep a clean sheet. Over the first 5 games, they're expected to score 8.7 goals and keep 1.4 clean sheets within the opening period. That's not bad. That's probably the higher end of the table of expected goals and expected clean sheets from that period. I see a lot of people going for Onana, and I do think it's a great option. But we have got some tough games in that. Like, we've got a great game against Wolves and Forest, but we've got Spurs away. We don't know how they're going to play. Saw some stats on the Above Average FPL podcast where Spurs had something like, I think they're averaging 30 shots a game in pre-season, which is just insane. And then we've got Arsenal away and Brighton at home. I think they're both going to be really tough fixtures as well, but I still think Onana's going to be a good shout. I think he'll make a lot of saves, he'll keep a lot of clean sheets, and that's the way I see this season going for us. Who have you currently got in your game week 1 draft team? Have you got any Man United players? Have you got the double up in midfield of Bruno and Rashford? Are you going for Onana in goal? I still think there's some decent options in there. I still think Wan-Bissaka is a good option at 4.5. And I've currently got Garnacho in my current draft for game week 1, just because I do think he's going to start left wing, particularly in those early games in Wolves Forest. I can see him playing left wing. Right, mates, that's it for today's video. So we covered predicted lineups and who I consider to be a viable FPL option. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel. Anyway, have a nice day. Peace and love.